So
Why
that
do
sounds
people
good.
keep name dropping me?
Hey, it loaded in for me. I'm kumbaya.
Like, I didn't do anything.
Get him out of your lock.
So it's wave terminal defense. They gotta take terminal 1, then
Triggers
terminal
acting
2,
kinda
then terminal
sus.
3.
Anderson's just mad because I called him
And
on
it's
his
the
bluff.
military base off of Zelenogorsk.
I didn't, man. There's a bit more than that to that, but that's fine. All right, what is our brief? Oh, I made this mission.
Jesus Christ.
Dude,
Third time, Anderson.
Gold clap. Good job.
wow, this is twice.
This is the quote.
I do it on purpose at this point. I just yelled at the entire chat and made everybody feel bad. So I gotta lighten the mood a little bit. All right, so this is chapter 3 of the invasion series, and Russia has they lost the first one. The second one was a Pyrrhic victory for N4 because they pretty much all died. So I went ahead and just let the Russians advance. So the CDF is still defending against the Russian onslaught, and they are attacking Zelenogorsk. Trying to do something different with these rush modes, try to take away the linear aspect of the battle and spread it out, let the groups play the terrain more so than the objectives. We'll see if it works. It's really going to be up to company command and seeing how they actually operate. So you have 3 terminals that OPFOR have to secure. It has to be in sequential, so you have to do Terminal 1, Terminal 2, and Terminal 3. N4 has to defend those 3 terminals. If OPFOR kills all of N4 or captures the terminals by the end of the time, they are victorious. If, man, we're on push talking, you're still burping. If N4 kills all of OPFOR or holds out until the time limit is up, they win. Any questions from company leaders?
No.
Alrighty, so quick run through is I changed it up a little bit. The VIX are still the same from the first 2, but since we're spread out, I did give OPFOR option for a mortar. That is spawned at your base. Range tables are located in the box next to the mortar. Alrighty, let's push it through round 2. All
right, round 2 begins. It's gonna be a wave.
Such a narcissist to follow yourself.
I'm not following myself though.
Exactly.
So, cool.
Also, what was that? What's that saying? My fraternity was basically a sorority.
His words, not mine. I'm not gonna get in that one.
I don't know where he got that from exactly.
I'm not gonna say anything about it.
I'm not gonna say he's wrong because there's a lot of fucking dumbass drama, but
there's a mortar for OPFOR.
Does it have HE or just smokes?
Probably HE, because they have to specify it's smokes. I want to see HE rain down on shit.
That'd be pretty cool, especially for an attacking team.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, so Terminal 1, this is Trenars 2020, so this dam area has been spruced up a bit. Mm-hmm. No water, which is strange. Usually with a dam you have some water, but I guess not.
Well, you see, rivers go downhill. And if you've played Arma 2, you would know that to the north of where this river goes into is Russian territory. So clearly the Russians did the same tactic that the Chinese are currently doing to the Indians, and they dammed up the rivers.
Wow, smart.
I know, I actually just gave you something logical there. Yeah, exactly. How are they going to get water now?
I was expecting some dumb shit like, oh, the Soviets, well, I mean, I guess it kind of is what you said, but like, the Soviets stole all the water, and they're keeping it from all the Cherno Russians. But that is kind of what you said. But anyway, the place is actually somewhat detailed and well laid out.
Yeah, channel's about 4 years old.
So this could be an interesting place to defend. However,
we started back
far away from the other 2 terminals.
Late 2016?
I think Terminal 2 and Terminal 3 are close together, but the problem with that is
something like that.
Terminal 2 being Green Mountain. I find Green Mountain is a pretty hard place to defend.
June 22nd.
Not exactly a lot of fortifications
2016
there,
is the start date of this channel officially. At least the YouTube channel. Twitch was a little after that, but
I mean, they'd have to keep pretty much 360 around it, but just because the nature of the hill itself. So I could see them doing either one, but I'd be surprised if they split to all 3 evenly.
Well, it's a wave defense, so you're probably going to have. Normally, what I see for these is a light defense force at Terminal 1, if they even decide to hold it. In this campaign, usually GREENFOR lets OPFOR take the first objective, instead opting to hold a different objective. Green Mountain itself would be a pretty nice defensive place to do, put a squad at, except it's small. But with a little bit of fortifications, they could easily upgrade it. But it's got a two-pronged defensive perimeter here, which is nice. You know, the outer fence and then the actual wall itself. It's on a hill, but that also means that OPFOR is going to be able to get up and really close to it. But GREENFOR being this big, Green Mountain being this big tower, you can have people up top and try to overwatch to watch OPFOR going in. But I think that is a weaker AO than Terminal 1 because of how easily OPFOR can get on top of it. At least with Terminal 1, I could see some fortifications being put down here to make an internal perimeter, but OPFOR could easily just overwatch those positions themselves and get in. But it's pretty light looking around here to say the least. Let's look at Terminal 3.
I would honestly just love to see Terminal 1, because seeing it, I haven't seen a good damn defense in a while.
I haven't seen a good damn defense either, but we'll have to see how it goes. But Terminal 3 would be the ideal place to do a last stand, because you got the entire town of Zelenogorsk. It's the DayZ version of Zelenogorsk, so you have all of these structures out and about here. You've got the military base, and the terminal itself isn't in the military base. It's on a fire station just outside of it, but even then you can pretty much set up a good perimeter with 2 squads here and hold it out. But usually what we see in Friday Night Fights is there's no unified perimeters that are made. Instead, it's just a lot of teams of units kind of like on the outskirts to form a loose perimeter, which is prone to being rushed by, or if one group falls apart, the other groups are supposed to kind of fold in and make that defense. However, with EU1, we did see some good unified urban defenses, and I would hope that repeats in tonight's operation. By the way, looking at both the groups, it looks like everyone did load in just fine, so that should be good. With the previous Russian invasion rounds, we've seen a lot of crazy action with the BRDMs. Remember the missed PID issue of the BRDM? It pulled up next to enemies, and the enemies did like a triple take. Yeah. So we have that. We have yeah, right. The BRDMs are also, they'll sometimes catch each other out of position and engage them. Sometimes command will go into a BRDM and drive right past hostile forces, but those hostile forces won't even fucking notice. But there's a lot of room here. I'll be curious to see what happens to the OPFOR chopper this time, because last time with that Helm's Deep defense, OPFOR chopper got shot down early on, and OPFOR lost a pretty big advantage there, and that gave Yander a mat rifle with that RPG 32, and he was able to blow up a lot of these Blue 4 Bics. Speaking of Yander, I want to take a wild guess at who the Charlie 2 AT guy is. It's Buckets again.
Buckets is also a pretty common sight in the mad slot.
Yep.
As well as Yander.
I actually do not see Eander in this operation. No, he is OPFOR AT for Charlie 2. So he has switched sides now, and he's very competent in destroying
he's got that RPG 42.
those rockets.
He's doing the spin.
Heck. Yeah, the spin jumping around, I love that bug. But you have to be wary here because, again, he's a very good AT player. He has 3 rockets on his own. His assistant would have 3 more rockets. And there are 3 vehicles that need sniping. So if they come within Yander's vicinity, you can expect them to be taken out swiftly.
Yeah, so he did some good work in the EU branch as well. Just seeing him in that slot made me giddy. And there was one round where he got completely obliterated by a single grenade.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't even get the chance to do anything. But when he's given the chance, he always comes out on top.
So I'm not seeing anything new on GREENFOR's deployment. They're abandoning Site 1. And trying to use it to buy some time. Again, missed opportunity. You could just have a guy with an explosive charge hide somewhere because this is terminal. They'll get a pop-up when the terminal's hacked, and then that's immediately when you let go of the ace interaction to det the charges. So I wish we saw that. I'm going to say it again for people that are going to watch this VOD back that play, and that'll watch the video when it comes out. But please, for the love of God, start using explosive traps on the terminals.
Yeah, like it's about as logical as you can be. Like you see that it tells you right where someone is. At least one person is in the building where the terminal is. And when you have a smaller building like the one at the dam where it's just the shed, you can put 2 satchels there and blow the whole damn thing up.
Score quite a few kills with that. But otherwise, GREENFOR, I'm seeing some Vicks going forward. It is command. I'm not seeing multiple numbers here, so that's just my interface glitching out again, because Spectator is, you know, a totally normal and optimized viewing system with absolutely 0 bugs, right? But we might have some units going over to Terminal 1, so it might be a light defense, and then Terminal 3 is the heavy group, but that would be viable. Because if those smaller defenses can hold the OPFOR's main push, because OPFOR is forced to take these out one at a time, OPFOR is going to have to be very quick on their mobility, utilizing recon from both their BRDMs and their helicopter. But that is a good play to utilize to try to slow OPFOR's forces down. So just have to see how it goes. Only features.
And command over towards Terminal 1 might just be doing recon and keeping eyes on the terminal, you know, keeping tabs on the enemy. But they could potentially, like, if they camped out on the cliff face to the south of the terminal itself, like, they could possibly get 1 or 2 kills and then maybe book it out of there, down through the valley. But I don't know. We'll see what they do.
I don't know, for
a lot of potential.
I really like this. If you look right south from that terminal, you see all this like big rock ridge here, and then there's some uphill, and then some more rocks. You could have a marksman up here keyhole into that terminal site. The risk, though, is that he's got to be at an angle where he's not too exposed. But I actually just found a pretty good spot where he could be situated, and he could take some guys out going into that building, but that would be a suicide run. Or he'd have to get really lucky on the evasive strat. But honestly, if there's been a lot of movements I've seen in this campaign in particular where OPFOR moves in as a very big unified force because it's, you know, sectioned off. So OPFOR can only go for 1 objective at a time, but if there was an independent machine gunner or an independent marksman, they could easily go in and score quite a few kills, so we'll just have to see how things go.
Yeah, and there's still the matter of Red 4. You know, how exactly are they going to tackle these objectives? They have that MI8 with a few PKTs. So it could provide some strafes, doing some, suppression on GREENFOR garrisons, but otherwise it's a lot of motorized stuff. Like, those gas takers are pretty fast, the BRDMs are pretty fast, BTRs are kind of slow. Like, they have some options. And that's what I like to see with some of these ops with more assets in them. It's just the possibilities that players can get away with.
So right now we have a BRDM for Independent going on the right flank here. They're going to hit the map border in just a moment. They're using the town of Podgorica to kind of get their bearings here. So I think they're going to be in the top right corner, and as soon as the mission starts, they're going to go down, either do some harassment or recon to try to see where OPFOR is deploying its forces. Meanwhile, another BRDM and the BTR, they pulled to Terminal 3. BTR is going to hold at Terminal 3 to defend it, and the BRDM is probably going to camp the forested area between Terminal 1 and Terminal 3, maybe to try to catch some of OPFOR's forces out of position here. But no, that BTR is pulling down south. It might try to go behind the barn and get a good overwatch vector on Terminal 3 itself. But looking at Terminal 3, Independent's doing a really good job of making a nice perimeter. We're seeing some bunkers being made on top of buildings, some good fortifications being made as well. They're doing their best to carve out a section of territory to hold for the number of forces they got. And we might see something interesting happen with this defensive line, because I'm also seeing trenches being dug. So in my opinion, Independent has a pretty good plan going out, and it looks like man, all right, I hate to sound exasperated over this, but it's the same fucking strat every time. with Independent. Independent, they're setting up their command element to overwatch OPFOR go into the first objective. They're not going to engage. They're just going to get scouting data on OPFOR as they move in. Terminal 2 is going to be held by a light defensive group, which OPFOR is going to steamroll through because the whole point of Terminal 2 is for them to hold, and then Terminal 3 is going to be the main fight. It has literally been this, it was this exact one for for round 1, excuse me, of, well, not round 1, but the first invasion mission, because this is part of a campaign. This is just the same exact thing on a different side of the map. The only reason the second part for Helm's Deep was different is because the second AO was the most defensive for that string of AO. So a little bit of a rinse and repeat here, but with the different terrain, as Anderson said, he's the guy that made this, it's going to be all about the mobility of moving terrain to terrain. But with 15 minutes, 50 minutes on the clock, I think OPFOR will be able to get around as long as they are staying mobile. You're also having that BRDM going up from Terminal 3 to the north. Give me 1 second. I got to give a shout out. Joey!
Sure.
Thanks for the, was it a raid or a host? It doesn't differentiate for me anymore.
Wow.
Because the pop-up about the raid doesn't always come up on Twitch. But thanks, man. What were you doing? More Arma stuff? Always appreciating your raids, man, and what you're doing for me on Patreon. I hope you keep enjoying everything. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to bring them to my attention, and I will do my best to help you out. All right, so 1 minute remaining. Let's quickly look at what OPFOR is. By the way, weapon-wise, it is 7.62 AKMs for Independent. OPFOR gets the 5.45 rifle weaponry. So Independent with the caliber advantage, but OPFOR having the number and the gear advantage. They are loaded up in all of their vehicles. We're seeing no transport gases. It's going to all be in those armored gases, which is smart because they can survive a few hits before actually taking damage because their windows have to be shot open.
So you say that Independent has the caliber advantage, but actually 5.45, because it goes faster than 7.62, is better at defeating body armor. Because with all armor, speed is what beats it.
Was a host nice?
So I think OPFOR is actually going to have a bit more of an advantage with their small arms in general than Independent.
All right, mission started. OPFOR has the entirety of Delta 2 and Platoon 2 HQ and the Delta Squad lead loaded in that helicopter. Everyone else is loaded up in a mix of the armored gases and the... Let me actually check. I don't see any additional... Nope, I have Bravo 2 loaded in the BTR and Alpha 2 also loaded in a BRDM.
Helicopter's going off northeast, so it might be going all the way around and try and backcap Terminal... Or not backcap, but... well, maybe they're going to try to backcap, but then Terminal 3...
Or at least do some recon.
Yeah.
We already have a GREENFOR guy down. Chupless, I don't know what happened. He's at Green Mountain. The medic's on him trying to pick him up. I guess he fell off of the building and just broke his legs. I don't freaking know. He couldn't have fallen from the giant TV tower because he wouldn't have gone that far even if he sprint jumped, but that's weird. So Independent, I mean, they've got the BRDM's gun turning to the right, but at maximum render distance before it catches on my spectator view. I don't think they would have seen that helicopter. So, yeah, I think Independent, they're trying to put some guys out either to do some early scouting on Terminal 3, probably predicting that Independent's going to put a big defensive group there, so they're going to harass it early. But we also have the main force kind of coming down to the south. Mortar also just fired a shot. At its angle, it looks like it's looking over to in between Terminal 1 and Terminal 2, but I would not be surprised if they use that mortar to start shelling any of the defensive sites. So Mortar Gunner is going to be Nursk, and I have heard he is one of the men for this task. He knows how to use this, and he is more than capable of calling shots in. So Independent, honestly, they need to be using the BRDMs to kind of scan for that, but instead the BRDMs are instead holding defensive lines, trying to watch OPFOR's force come in. We got an OPFOR BRDM with Alpha 2 in it coming down, but they're not going to go down any further to spot Boston's BRDM for independent. I think they might have taken a wrong turn because you're seeing OPFOR forces kind of pulling back and unifying to go over to Terminal 1. I think they're just reconning this route to see if they can catch any independent forces out of position. Speaking of independent forces, we have that BRDM now pushing up a little further up the hill. I think it might try to go mobile now to find OPFOR's forces. But if that mortar has HE, if I was in OPFOR's shoes, I would definitely shell the shit out of Green Mountain. That would be worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah, that would be the most obvious target to shell. I agree.
I would use half my rounds for that, and then the other half I would just shell the Terminal 3 site.
Yeah, Zelenogorsk. Although I wonder how approximate their view is, because we know the exact spot of it.
Hold on, go quiet 1 second. Okay, so OPFOR is landing in MI8. Sorry to cut you off. I just wanted to see if I could hear the audio. The OPFOR BTR. What the fuck just happened?
I think the mortars just struck at marker 199, that hotel.
No, that was explosive traps. They were trying to destroy the hotel to collapse it so OPFOR couldn't use it. A lot of things are going on right now. First off, there is an independent BRDM chasing after an OPFOR BTR. As OPFOR is making an attack on Zelenogorsk early on. And there's some blue on blue going on because the BTR is confused. We just had some AT go up. It hits the BRDM. They
dismounting. Grenade.
I think they got the AT guys. So much stuff is going on. I wanted you to shush because the independent BTR could hear the chopper land to the south. So now you have that BTR going mobile. They might try to now engage the infantry, or at least pull away, knowing that that flank is compromised because they were using that barn as some static defense. Meanwhile, BTR or BRDM for OPFOR was hit. Still could be salvaged though. That was an AT shot that came in from some independent guy up here. I just cannot find the shooter, but you might have our core try to get in that BRDM and get on the gun. And we just had...
He's got the symbol.
We have Boston just picked off someone from one of the BRDMs. I actually cannot click on it now. I think it killed the gunner because the it's still driving well, but the gunner, he is not responding. So good snipe out there by Fohammer and Boston as they're now pushing this attack. And you're having OPFOR pushing right in to this independent site. Rocket hitting the BTR. Let me guess. It's, no, it would be Buckets as the AT guy. So, OPFOR doing this completely out of position here. Command Vic taking a lot of fire. There is no OPFOR guys breaking off to go to Terminal 1. So this is...
I'm not sure if they understand the point of this. Because, I mean, the only way that I could think of them to make this logical is... Like,
hold up. Independent BRDM that Boston and Fohammer had just got knocked out. We still have the BTR up and another BRD. No, that's our core's gotten in the gun of the other BRDM. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying
the other BRDM.
They could take Zelenogorsk and try and cause a panic among the other two terminals, and then yeah, because we see Command is now coming back from Terminal 1, leaving it completely open. So they could be a gigabrain play, or it could be them not understanding that it's, you know.
So other BTR just got hit by AT because it was way out in the open. I mean, OPFOR is just throwing away their vehicle assets right now.
Yeah, and that other BTR is about to brew up.
Yep, he just got hit by an RPG.
There it goes.
There needs to at least be some OPFOR guys being sent to the other areas right now. Maybe that's what Foxtrot's going to do on reserve, but I doubt they misinterpreted the AO. I think they're just doing a weird shock play to try to pull Independence forces to Terminal 3, but if Independent can just hold this out, this is really confusing.
Yeah, and now they're charging out in the open across a parking lot in a train yard.
Yep, we just saw one guy get killed in that push. Again, advancing in smoke, not the best idea in open areas. It can still be done, but it just leaves you out of position. And now we have the guy that was with our core. It's Cool Breeze catching 2 OPFOR guys out in the open and knocking them both out. There's a third one, Freeman, right there. Cool Breeze getting a really good smoke throw. If that was a grenade, he would have killed Rust right there. Now he sees Rust crawling over. And you have the other, yep, both BTRs are smoking. I have no idea what OPFOR's plan is at all. But now you have Independent Command pulling around, completely exposing Terminal 1, but Independent wasn't going to hold that anyway. And now you just have a lot of Zelenogorsk fighting. Go ahead. What about the Chopper?
Chopper is going over Terminal 1. It somehow spotted Warlords.
Yep.
I don't know if it spotted Frank or not, but it's doing a few strafes. If it drops off the infantry, you know, it's only sees
they already dropped off.
In the open.
Just to cut you off real quick, they already dropped off the infantry on the southern flank, and they're making a push, but they got this massive kill zone to go through. Independent would... they have to be pulling security up here to see that OPFOR advance when they go out in the open, but... I don't know, I guess OPFOR was trying to just... thinking that maybe... Terminal 1 and Terminal 2 would have had more guards. They were trying to smack this site to get a lot of free kills and then steamroll the other two to force Independent to send more guys over. I don't know. It's a weird...
You also got to remember that Zelenogorsk, comparing them to Terminal 1 and Terminal 2, Zelenogorsk is a much more bigger area. It's an urban city, so there's a lot more...
But to attack that off the bat, wouldn't it be better just to hit Terminal 1 and Terminal 2 to have that spare time? Because they're not even sending forces to Terminal 1 and Terminal 2 right now. No, and they still have Foxtrot in reserve.
They want the strongest force available to attack Zelenogorsk because they need to guarantee that they actually take the city. It would be the hardest objective for them to take, and they recognize that.
But if that goes wrong, you're screwed.
They'd be screwed anyway. If this was the last terminal and they got whittled down taking Terminal 1 and Terminal 2, and they were weak as hell by the time they got to Zelenogorsk, then it might as well have been a waste.
Then why did OPFOR just commit both of its BTRs into the town with no infantry support?
That's a misplay. That's a misplay from Command, absolutely. Or the BTRs went off on their own, or something. But their strategy was okay. As we've seen.
Wait, real quick. David is on the wrecked BTR, still alive, because he doesn't have the medical symbol over him. It's pointing right at him, and he's just chilling by Oddball, who's looting some of the OPFOR independent bodies.
Shoot him.
It's still registering him as alive, so he might just be AFK thinking he's dead.
Yeah, maybe.
That'd be really funny if he just comes out and starts shooting the independent dudes.
But yeah, I think the strategy was good, but the execution was not.
Hold up, OPFOR trying that southeastern advance, but they're in the open. Independents turned around and getting their machine guns on. AT just went out, almost hitting the TSB BTR as it pulls around to get a flanking solution going. I don't see this. I don't see this going well at all for OPFOR. Because, okay, so it looks like we have a Gaz of Charlie 2 going out to Terminal 2. Also, Nemesis is in there. They're going to go try to take Terminal 1 from the 2 guys defending it. And then I guess the rest of the reserve guys, Foxtrot, would be left right here. They're going to then go to Green Mountain, but Green Mountain still has a big amount of defenders on it. What OPFOR needs to be doing right now is the guys in Zelenogorsk itself need to be pushing this advance because all of Independent is basically engaging these OPFOR guys pushing in the open. We do have some guys that have pulled in, but will it be enough? Again, this OPFOR is going to have to do some beautiful PvP here. They just tried to put a GL on the rooftop, but it went way over, almost hitting their own guys up at the Alpha 1 marker.
Oh, look at what's that saying? Let's see where this mortar comes into play. Any day now. Okay, at this point, I feel like the communication
Real
hierarchy is broken down.
real quick, just to explain, chat. You do have marksmen, no dedicated snipers, but each side does have 2 marksmen apiece, 1 for each
You
platoon.
usually see marksman kind of lone wolf and act sniper-ish.
Yeah, they're supposed to basically go on Overwatch. Usually, you also see them go out with either the medic or the second in command who has a radio if they're doing scouting stuff. But when they're solely for killing, you just have them on an Overwatch position there. Yes, I know what's that, but most people in chat are going to equate a sniper to a marksman. So if you're going to tell people there's no sniper, then just say however there are marksmen. Because you got to remember, not everyone's at your level. What's that? So OPFOR pushing 3 guys up really close. This is Pickles' group. They're about to get shot to shit, though, because they didn't PID where those bullets were coming from earlier, but I think OPFOR, Independent got caught in a reload right there, and OPFOR still has no idea. One of them just bad fragged himself at the fucking doorway. What the fuck was that? Did you see that, Barb?
No, I missed it completely.
One of them killed themselves with their own grenade, and then the other 2, not noticing that they were still getting flanked, just got shot to shit.
Incredible.
Oh my god. So OPFOR, they haven't really... You've got a few guys pushing down, but there's still, like... Actually, there's not even that much of them remaining. They're all kind of spread out trying to do an encirclement maneuver, but with how many independent guys are still alive and vehicle crews are also still alive, I mean... This isn't looking good, and they've also successfully stolen one of OPFOR's BRDMs, and they're going to be able to field that now, but you still have OPFOR with a single BRDM, but they're holding it in reserve.
Explosive charge goes up, takes out 3 Red Bull.
Oh, that is a good explosive trap right there. Excellent play.
Amazing. We'll see if they wake back up, but that's a lot of blood.
So it's good to note that explosive trap wasn't on that building. It was on the building adjacent, but it still knocked that building out. I think these guys are going to wake back up, but it's definitely going to stop them and make them be a little more cautious here. We still have some OPFOR guys surviving on this push, but I don't see OPFOR making it out on this one. We have OPFOR, they've deployed on the big hill overwatching Terminal 1, and they're slowly going to come down. Time-wise, we still have 25 minutes in... actually, no, let me do the math. 35 minutes remaining for this round.
Well, what's interesting with GREENFOR's defense is that all the... Let's see, 2 BRDMs and 1 BTR are off on the west side of the train yard. Just kind of
never go full OPFOR.
When the terminal is on the southern side, 400 meters away.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like those
good pickoff
force multipliers need to be a lot closer to the terminal and really help shred OPFOR's attack. Go ahead.
Okay, so if you look direct south of AO3, you'll see a little windmill by a road. If you look further up, there's another mortar landing. OPFOR is trying to get a mortar hit on that building, but they're landing a bit far. So we're seeing that HE mortar starting to come in. If they adjust about 100 meters north, they might be able to knock out that fire station and get a shit ton of kills, and that could turn the balance of power in an instant. I was waiting to see this thing get utilized. It was far enough away, though, where Independent might not have noticed that they are starting to get mortared here. We still have Platoon 2 HQ right here, possibly trying to walk those shots in. He does have a BTR pushing up against him, but the BTR is not looking over it. As I say that, they turn the gun a little more to the left. Another explosive trap going off.
Bandages on the ground. It might draw the eye over there.
This is the TSB BTR here, so we've got Iota and a guy named Mass in there. And you got Iceberg and Potato at the BRDM trying to get it repaired, but they're going to drive by because they cannot seem to find anything. But we'll see those next shots come in. They just got to make sure they don't overcorrect. But again, it's Nerisk up on that mortar, and I have been told he is really good with that asset. So we'll see if he is today. But if they land a mortar shot and collapse the fire station,
ooh,
that could be great.
Takes out Cyrus, and the second nade hurts him even more.
Is this the OPFOR guys being pushed by the GREENFOR guys right now?
Yeah, the one GREENFOR guy who's down was down by a GREENFOR bad frag. And And now they're pushing out the 2 PKMs. One goes
Yeah,
down,
but
second
enfilading
goes down.
fire delivered by 2 guys. I thought they were auto rifles, but no, it was just D. Britt on one side on his 3rd kill, and then Schult delivering the other half of that enfilading fire. That was a beautiful maneuver by OPFOR. I doubt they have comms with each other. They just listened for the gunshots and the footsteps, and they were able to make it. And Command is now driving right by Independent's position. I guess test the resolve. He's got to be careful, though, because there's... I mean, there was vehicles around, but it looks like the BTR is pulled back. No, that's the... All right, wait. So the BRDMs are back here. Where did the OPFOR, or excuse me, Independent BTR go? It's actually up on the northeastern flank coming down. I think it's going to try to camp the outskirts where OPFOR is pushing.
Oh, this could be big.
If they look, he might be able to catch Tech out of position here. We do see Wolf, he's desyncing out. But most of OPFOR has been pulling in, but GREENFOR might get some good overwatch here. We also have a BRDM engaging in open gas that's also pulling over to the Terminal 1 site as Falcon, Eander, and Ryan are moving down to Terminal 1. I'm waiting for this next barrage of mortars. I don't see it. There's the BTR firing, quickly knocking out D-Brit. It's also firing over here, trying to get more kills. But up
14.5 and punch through that newspaper stand.
Yep.
Oh yeah, here comes that BRDM.
Hearing that BRDM come around to try to give some assistance, but that BTR, if it's looking around, it might be able to see it in time. Nope, it's gonna go for the infantry. But that's fine, it's Misu, and he's gonna be able to get a shot on that BTR and make it pull back. No, he decides to move away instead.
I don't think he quite had the angle, and he's gonna try and come back in.
Look at this GL shot. BTR being forced to push up a little bit to avoid it. And now they're trying to close the distance to engage.
Second one goes over. Very close.
Yeah, so OPFOR is being harassed by GREENFOR vehicles coming around. There's Wolf finally getting the disconnect message, so he'll leave in a moment. And you got the BRDM now firing down the street, trying to engage, at least suppress some of the independent guys. And then you also still have some OPFOR guys on the outskirts of Terminal 3 still trying to sweep this successfully. But my number one fear is how is OPFOR going to take Terminal 2? They're going to have to mortar it, which is probably why they're saving the ammunition and trying to let the infantry go in. Whoop. Wrong key right there. But, I mean, independent, they're also spaced out anticipating that mortar strike
I
at
love
Terminal
what they
2.
made up at Green Mountain. They've looked southwest. They know that they reacted to the Red 4 rush at Zelonogorsk, and they made this kind of layered defense with sandbags and bunkers and trenches. And
that's good.
They're ready for a push from the southwest. This is going to be tough for Red 4, absolutely. If they even get to that point, because based on what's left, I don't think they're going to be able to.
I mean, if you look north, slight northeast, there's also a lot of bunkers and defenses because they were anticipating OPFOR coming from the north as well. So a lot of investments went on fortifying Terminal 2, which I really like to see. But, I mean, looking back in OPFOR's group, the BRDM for Independent just did a drive-by, I think knocked a dude out, AP65, and we still have an unconscious guy, Pyroman. Yeah, Pyroman, who has been down for a while. Meanwhile, I did see a lone wolf guy for OPFOR push up on the right. He's no longer there, and that BRDM that OPFOR had is now cooking as Schult is trying to bandage him. So these Vics are still harassing OPFOR's back area here. They got to try to get out of here. We got Vormluk also down, and Killinger is trying to engage with his 7.62 rifle. Straight fire, knocking out the unconscious guy and also getting Killinger. But OPFOR is still way out of position here.
So Oddball is over by Terminal 3. He's sending GLs 400, 500 meters to his southeast to hit Sergeant Flood, the marksman. And I mean, like, those GLs landed within 10 meters of him. Like, there was some impressive shit going on from the GREENFOR.
Yep, OPFOR, meanwhile, that southern attack, they're trying to disperse because BRDM's pushed up and is trying to do some harassment. Those marksmen don't have anything they can use against those Vics. And Independent, I mean, they've branched out a lot of forces into a nice defensive cluster here, knowing that OPFOR cannot take that terminal site. Meanwhile, OPFOR, we have a shit ton of units around Terminal 1, but no one actually going down there. You got the chopper flying around as well. I'm going to quickly check the terminal site to see if there's any explosives around, but I'm not seeing any.
So these 3 teams up here, 3 squads, they could be some very useful reinforcements if once they take Terminal 1, they can come down, help finally secure Terminal 3, hopefully.
Why?
Kind of because of sunk cost fallacy, but at the same time, like, that would be the second weakest objective for them to take. And then, yeah, we'll be taking Terminal 2 and then hacking Terminal 3.
So we got a marksman team going up to Terminal 2 for OPFOR. Also, we have Cole on his own, but he is a demo specialist. So if I was him, I'd go up to the edge of the fire station, I'd plant some charges and put them on timers and run. I would just blow up the building at this point. He's sneaking around. He could catch some of these. Oh, shit. No, he gets spotted. Grenades being flung. Get caught by the fence, though. Cole getting hit by that grenade because he peeked out at the worst time. Another grenade being thrown. It's cooked, but it goes a little far. Cole trying to catch Wheaton out of position here, but he is going to get flanked. A little bit of desync going off, and Cole gets knocked out by Martin. So it's basically the FNF devs coming in to sweep house. But yeah, no, this OPFOR attack, I don't know why, but it's pretty much failed. We got command for...
It was a gamble, but
it was a gamble.
It could have paid off if it worked out. It could have paid off.
Not when they rushed those vehicles out ahead.
No, no. Like I said, they did not do it well.
So I love this. OPFOR is anticipating a trap over at Terminal 1. They've sent one guy in to do it, and you got command right there. See, look at that. Now they're being funny. Now they're being shot at by Warlords here, who's trying to get a flanking shot. And now you got a lot of fire going on his position. Hack timer has started. If there was an explosive trap, it would go off now, but let's see. Norse, his legs are crippled. I mean, he would have been a sit and duck and probably died to that. And then you also have GREENFOR Command. He's opened that door right there. He's firing GLs into that building, trying to kill Norse.
And yeah, it looks like the treadmill is hitting him.
Whoa! We just saw a great GL round land right by Warlords. But yeah, I'm thinking OPFOR is probably going to get picked up by that helicopter. And you see a 4-man fire team running right up to Warlord's position to try to stop him. And Frank is now firing up, trying to knock Shade out. And you got Coda with the PKP overwatching. And you got OPFOR right above Warlord's position, trying to look down, but Warlords has found a nice little nook to hide himself in. That is amazing.
The marksman and then a team leader for Alpha 2 are heading up to Terminal 2 from the west. Looks like they're just going to be poking the defenses soon. Let's see here. But GREENFOR really, they've been drawn out. They haven't really done much, so I'm sure they're itchy on the trigger. Yeah, we see
Warlords ran out.
Coming out with 3 other guys.
So Warlords ran out of his little nook and was immediately spotted by the 4 guys up overwatching that rock, and he was shot dead multiple times. You can see a lot of blood splatter there. Hack for Terminal 1's about to be complete. Shade and Coda both took a lot of hits from Frank 1 down at the position there. But I'm willing to bet that helicopter is going to land, pick up OPFOR, and land close by. You might also see this marksman team try to sneak in and activate that terminal. I could totally see them doing this because Independent is actually sending a team down to go defend Terminal 3. So this could be, it's still anyone's game. It's just the one fear is that Independent has 3 vehicles that have 14.5 and 7.62 millimeter calibers, excuse me, and they could easily, using that 14.5, shoot out the helicopter. But by the way, Frank getting 2 knockouts. He's about to be pushed by 2 dudes, though. That's great. He caught Patriot and Tom Cruise out of position. Now Pronix pushing in, and Frank getting, unfortunately, in between Alec and Pronix. Also getting double tap by Pronix. There's the kill. But, I mean, he did a good job knocking people out, but they have woken back up. So now you have the helicopter coming in for the landing. It's going to land on the northern side of that dam. You've also got some units mounting up, but they're going to now do an airborne rush here to the other position. Meanwhile, GREENFOR have two marksman team really close to Nursk on the mortar. This is just dumb luck. But no, the marksman has sighted the mortar.
He sighted the car at least.
So Independent might steal the mortar.
It's possible. And then you have the inverse. You have a two-man team trying to sneak into Terminal 2. They've walked through the front door. And now they've been spotted.
One of them goes down. The marksman is still alive. Marco. Kernshaw, I love that he's leaning out right there. That's actually a really good strategy. And now you've got... Ooh, that was Wells coming around.
Ooh,
but unfortunately,
headshot.
Marco missed all of his shots.
I think he got one or two, but...
Wasn't effective, though.
Shot. Yeah, wasn't effective enough.
OPFOR's landed the helicopter. They're trying to bring people into the helicopter there.
Shadowlock has spotted the mortar. He sees the mortar. Absolutely.
Yep, he just started engagement. He's firing at him. Gets a few shots. Gets the knockout.
Down.
Now, is Independent going to steal this mortar?
Montgomery is moving. He's going to maneuver. As the marksman tries to secure the kill.
I'm not sure if he's trying to knock the mortar out or...
No,
oh, Nursk wakes back up. Yeah, he's trying to get a double tap.
Gets back up. No, that wasn't the right move. He should have stayed on the ground. Because he's going to die right now. Right now.
He's crippled walking out. The medic is... he was able to survive. He's got to medic himself, or at least tourniquet, because this medic's pushing up on him. But got a little too greedy, and Nursk showing why he is a veteran here. So now it's 1-1.
He's a veteran too, but
I know, but he got completely caught out of the open right there. He played it way too overzealous.
Yeah. Shadowlock is running. He's scared. He was very much intimidated by that display of power.
So OPFOR, they've gotten everyone mounted in the helicopter. They have 17 dudes in that helicopter, by the way. But no, yeah, you also have Command pulling back to that mortar in 2 vehicles because they don't want to risk it falling into enemy hands there. Smart call. But now we need to see that mortar in action and Shell basically use all of its HE rounds to get some kills because it is now or never at this point. We're going to see 15-minute warning called in 5 minutes, give or take, 5.5 minutes. Whew. And Shadowlock, he is trying to get an Overwatch position right here to try to pick off Nursk, but Nursk just has to hunker down because when that armored gas comes in, it can easily have some cover here. No, they're going to drive by. They might catch Shadowlock out of position here. Yeah, so Command immediately turning left, noticing Shadowlocked. What? No fucking way! Shadowlock just shot through the back window and shot the driver in the face. Back of the head. That is incredibly lucky. Now the helicopter's coming over.
The SVD as well. Yeah, Jesus, I missed that. 760 by 54R punching through the gas. I mean, back window? Maybe.
Nursk back on the mortar.
Wow.
Shadowlocked might have an angle here. He does. He saw him. Nursk, however, getting back in the barn, I think realizing that that Command guy might be dead because he can't get into contact with him. And that helicopter, the MIA, is flanking around. It's going to probably land somewhere on the eastern side of Green Mountain and send forces up there. Meanwhile, OPFOR, you still have a few stragglers in Terminal 3. Yeah, what?
Do you know who that was in the gas that he sniped?
Let me guess. Platoon, Command's command for OPFOR, Pierce. Yep.
Overall command, Pierce. Mm-hmm. That's who he sniped through the back window in the head.
Lucky shot, man.
Lucky fucking bastard.
So you have Nurse trying to get on the second story using a little keyhole window to look around, but he's also coming back down. 3.5 minutes before 15-minute warning's called. OPFOR helicopter flying around Green Mountain trying to see where a good drop zone would be. You also have Victor Kowak, who has dismounted early. Don't know why. It looks like he hurt himself, actually, so he might have been bandaging because he hit something with his Vic. Nurse, I'm not sure what he's doing. He's camping out by his car.
Might be trying to get out of there. Load it into the car.
I guess the mortar has to be out of ammo then.
It fucking better be.
Or he's trying to angle that car into a position of cover so he can safely load the mortar in there.
Oh.
Hold up, what's that helicopter doing?
Rear gunner, I don't think was in a position to really spot where Shadow Locked was.
Nurse, yeah, you know, he pulled the car around to make some cover, and now he's trying to angle a shot.
He's trying to continue shooting mortars while he's being sniped at. Brave, but with the sniper coming around his back, I don't think that's going to do him much good.
He needs Victor to run up and cover him. Meanwhile, you have the MI8 trying to find a good landing here, almost landing into some trees, but angles off.
And the mortar has been down again.
Oh, damn. I wonder if medics can self-blood bag.
Possibly.
Multiple shots in the ass.
Oh,
You say that as he gets knocked out again.
Yep. And the helicopter dismounted all its infantry and is now flying back towards the mortar with no infantry in it.
That's their mobility. See, if OPFOR is still able to take Terminal 2, they're not going to be able to use the helicopter strategy on Terminal 3 with the amount of vehicles Independent has around that position. You still see marksman and machine gun teams firing out. Also, you have one OPFOR guy fighting for his life. That would be Cholt camping the building. I think he got an Independent kill, but Independent's now trying to throw a grenade up there. Lands it perfectly by Cholt. I don't see any, might have been an injury. It's hard to tell. There is blood on the ground, so yes, the blood's just going to the floor. Excuse me, the ground, not the floor of the building itself, but he's doing a good job maintaining that spot.
Shadow went up and executed nearest. As the helicopter is landing, they're gonna they're gonna hop out and find a dead buddy and not know what the fuck's going on.
Helicopter now pulling away.
And then they're flying away immediately. It's a lamb to the slaughter.
Mountain's getting that vehicle. Hold up, will he get another headshot on the car? He's gonna hear that gas moving.
Good shots.
Yes, the kill!
Through the front as well.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. He's still Victor out here in the UAZ just chilling. I don't know why.
Because he's the 2IC. I think he saw Pierce get decked and he got the fuck out of there.
10 seconds till 15-minute warnings called. I could see OPFOR overpowering Terminal 2, but getting to Terminal 3 is going to be difficult. Cholt's still alive. Looks like he got a kill. No, he's still on one kill, so they're just not pushing his position. There's 15 minutes being called. Cholt coming around. Catches an Independent guy out in the open. A big desync spike, though. He took fire from 3 different people, managed to kill one, knock another out, but then got dropped by the third shooter, who was Mito, who is actually crippled as well. So good firing on Cholt there. The stragglers at Terminal 3 need to be getting positive KDs so that the main force can wipe them. Speaking of the main force, they're starting to come up at a tree that we have an Independent medic in, who also has a stick of AT. I cannot get a name from here. It's T5 Bay.
It's T5 Bay.
It's fucking T5 Bay. One of the most dangerous players in Friday Night Fights.
Oh, and here we have in the wild, a wild T5 Bay, stalking its prey, hiding in the trees. Only time will tell when it will strike. He dipped to the JFK there, I think.
See, he heard those gunshots. He's pulling out an RPG-32. That's what that one is, right? Disposable? Or no, it's an RPG-26.
26. I was hoping it was an Arshigir, but no, it's just an RPG-26, yeah.
Now I got Independent pushing the gas. Shadowlock stolen the gas. He's driven up. He pulls up by Sholand. Good PID there. T5 Bay right behind 3 people. Kills all 3 of them. Like I said, T5 Bay, literally 3 shots, 3 kills right there. And that's all he needed. And if he keeps making plays like that, he will easily knock out OPFOR's entire push here. Watch this. Walks right up to another guy. Who was that?
I don't know.
It's not letting me click him, but he is now dead. Look, another guy. There's another headshot by T5 Bay. 5 kills for T5.
They don't care about the audio PID.
AKs and AKM sound really similar too, so they're probably just getting confused right there.
Not enough of a difference, but he can tell the difference with that one.
Yep, so that was Shadowlocked, unfortunately getting killed by Wiki in the trees.
No.
But now he's getting shot across the way.
Come on, man.
And T5 Bay just killed Wiki.
That was the last bullet in his magazine. He one-tapped him with the last bullet in his magazine.
Amazing. Sideways at -1 kill. Don't know how that happened, but you got T5 Bay just stomped the entire left flank of OPFOR's attack here.
Oh yeah. Individual plays like that,
They make the difference.
Was he at 5, 6?
He's gonna be at 6 now. He started at 0. Now he's got AT out. It might have been... It's not counting that 5th kill that he get delivered on Wiki, but he hears a Vic driving around, so he's pulling up to it. Has some AT out. He's gonna AT that Vic. And that cooks it off. Victor now knowing he is in trouble, and he's bleeding. And T5 Bay closing in. Now we're hearing some machine gun fire from the south. That's because more OPFOR have pushed up on the southern flank of Terminal 3. We have 11 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Still anyone's game, because I think OPFOR is going to be able to win the... if they trade evenly, OPFOR should be able to take Terminal 2.
And now we have Hudson behind the OPFOR lines up here.
But will he pull up and around is anyone's game. He's on 2 kills.
Hudson's he's been pretty impressive so far, even though, it's only a little private. He's been making some big dick moves,
So T5 Bay, he's medicing himself. Don't know when he got hit right there. Maybe in a fight with Wiki. But Victor, he's sticking to the forest to also heal himself from that explosion. We just saw one of the OPFOR guys, Tom Cruise, go out in the open and got picked off by one of the garrison members. I don't know who, because this building, it doesn't have everything open like it normally would, because it's a retexture of the it's a different one.
But they got a PKM watching the door. Got another guy just watching the terminal itself. I think GREENFOR is going to win this pretty handily. Now that, because of the actions of T5 Bay and some of the other just the hard PvP that we've been seeing, I think that there's not going to be enough to help the guys left at Terminal 3 actually push in and take that last terminal. Especially not after they still have to take the second terminal.
Scandi Recon in trouble. Eander just went down to the A2 guy in the doorway, Bridges. Nemesis now being the only one left. He could pull something, but it looks like he is spotted by Bridges as he's trying to fire out that tree. Smoke grenade getting popped out by Nemesis. Good call right there. He's just at the perfect angle to not get headshotted. But I'm not sure if that smoke will billow out and conceal. Independent just ran a guy past. That was very risky. Nemesis now coming up as we have Martin here coming in on the flank.
No, I like seeing blue on blued.
Oof. Is that back at Terminal 2?
Yep, back at Terminal 2. That was Pronix.
Ooh, that was Martin getting hit.
Alec. And yeah, continues to, and then gets grenaded by GREENFOR.
There's the Eander getting double tapped, but Bunchhead gets hit. Martin now going through the front, but Eander Nemesis anticipates it and drops them both. So again, the plays you see by Nemesis are absolutely amazing. He is now getting hunted by a BRDM without a wheel, but he is going to be able to make a clean getaway. That was amazing for Nemesis to do that. Let's look back at Terminal 2 real quick. I don't see OPFOR getting this. They're down to 2 dudes. No, 3 dudes.
Yeah, between the blue on blue that I've been seeing and just the defenses of GREENFOR itself, I don't see it either.
We got pads up here with a machine gun. Could potentially get in there. We have another blue on blue event going down. That was Hudson getting hit by the machine gunner.
Yeah.
And now you got Green Shade about to be pushed in by this machine gunner. He's gonna stand up. Oh, worst possible time to do that. He gets knocked out, but now he's getting shot and he gets killed by T5A coming in on his 7th kill.
Last one left there is Dimitri. He's gotta find out. Oh, no, it's too late. Hudson's gonna come up and spray him down. No, maybe not. No, Hudson.
Dimitri getting the headshot, but Dimitri getting knocked out by T5A on 8 kills.
8
so
infantry kills.
OPFOR's attack has halted there, but we still have Nemesis on the southern flank. Officially, he is at 3 kills, but we have unconscious guys right next to him. He has been cutting through independent forces. He does appear to be crippled, though, and bleeding, so he's going to have to find somewhere to hide and bandage, because he is avoiding these vehicles so well, but it just... Jeez, look at this path of destruction Nemesis has made. Again, one of the top players in FNF. He's gonna stay among the bodies and start bandaging himself. GL rounds going out. We do have Plut coming out here. Nemesis hears him. Misses his shots though. No! Fucking desync!
Oh. Yeah, desync sends that guy all over the place. Jesus
Nemesis
Christ.
got the drop, but the desync allowed the independent shooter to get more bullets off and knock Nemesis out.
And yeah, the last people alive were the 2 on the hill and the helicopter crew.
That is probably going to be it for Independent. I don't see how they're going to be able to get Terminal 2 or 3. I think OPFOR... Did I just say that's it for Independent?
I think so.
I'm an idiot. That's it for OPFOR. Really just a squandering of their BTRs in the town of Zelenogor has kind of sealed it in. If they had a more unified attack on Terminal 2, they did have the numbers advantage going in, but T5 Bay getting 9 kills now. Pretty much stopped that in his tracks. So, you know, you have T5 Bay on GREENFOR scoring a bunch of kills. Nemesis coming in, getting a lot of kills as well. Shadow Locked nullifying the OPFOR Mortar was also big. And
Shadow Locked got 3 total, yep.
There we go.
OPFOR's lost all hope and decided to abandon the attack. Oh.
Not surprised with that call.
That's not surrender, but
OPFOR bailing out of their helicopter. Hold up, they got a paratrooper going in. And he pancakes.
Move. Oh, they got mercy rolled. That's what it is. Yeah, they got fucking mercy rolled. Yeah, between the vehicles not between the infantry not screening the vehicles. Or the vehicles going ahead.
Oh yeah, definitely. If Bay wasn't at 2, they would have.
I don't think.
OPFOR would have been able to take that spot.
Not really utilizing the mortar well enough. Squandered.